Welcome to the course on engine graphics, unit number 1, outline of engine graphics. So in the last presentation we are talking about the different dimensioning, and now we will discuss about the different drafting tools and their specifications. So definitely when you have to draw the drawings, so you are going to use the drawing sheets. So we already discussed about the different sizes available for the drawing sheets. So these drawing sheets are to be kept over the drawing board. So you can see here this drawing board is there, over which you are going to put this particular drawing sheet so that you can draw the sheet properly. So there are different designations and different sizes are there for this particular drawing board. So as per BIS standard, these drawing boards are specified as B0, B1, B2 and B3, like this. Some different sizes are there. So B0 size means 1250 by 900. This is the size of the B1, this is the size of the B2, and this is the size of the B3 drawing boards. Now to make the drawings over this particular drawing board, initially we are going to attach this particular sheet over this drawing board, and also we have to attach a drafter. So drafter is an instrument which will be helpful for us for drawing the perpendicular lines, or even we can draw any line at a particular angle, because whatever the work is done by the protractor, that work can be done by this particular scale. So you will get always these two perpendicular lines using this particular scale. So it saves around 35% of the time in machine drawings, and around 50% of the time is saved when you draw the structural drawings by using such drafters, because there are so many vertical and horizontal lines that you have to draw repeatedly over the drawing. So it will be maintaining that angle, and it will be easy for you to draw those different lines, which is not possible to draw with the help of a simple scale, because previously people were using the protractors, and they are using the set squares to draw the parallel lines. So this instrument is useful for us to draw the parallel lines. Just you have to shift it, so horizontal parallel lines or vertical parallel lines we can easily draw with the help of this particular drafter, and therefore it will save much of the time in drawing the sheets. At the same time, the most important thing is requirement of the pencils. So there are the different grade of the pencils. One is called as hard pencil, another is soft one, and the third is the medium one. So hard pencils are specified with a grade H. So this is the designation generally provided for the hard pencil, H. So as if these hard pencils are there, so they are specified with certain number. So like 2H, 3H. So as the number increases, the hardness of this will increase. While in case of B, as the number decreases, the B will be nothing but the soft pencils, and sometimes there is a combination of this that is called nothing but called as HB. Okay, so it is having hardness and softness in medium condition. So generally for lettering and dimensioning we should use the HB pencil, and for finishing pencil, uh, finishing part of your drawing, the pencil should be sharp black lines you can draw with the help of B or 2H. And we are going to use the eraser shield as well, and this is nothing but the compass that you have to use for drawing the circles. Okay, so there are different types of compass are available. Then there's a divider. Okay, then bow pen, inking pen. So previously so many different tools have been used by the craftsmen. So now for you it is sufficient to make use of the pencil, eraser, sharpener, okay, and the compass like this, and the drafter, which is most important one. At the same time, we have to use the scales for taking the accurate dimensions of the components and then make a proper drawings. At the same time, there are some curves that you have to draw. So that curves can be drawn by using the French curves or flexible curves. So these are the different types of French curves or the flexible curves are available in the market. So we can have it and make use of this to draw the required arcs or required curves on your drawings. At the same time, there are different templates available. So you can see here you can draw the different size of the circles without using your compass. We can make different ellipse also. Here you can draw different ellipse, here you can draw different circles or different, because to draw a very small circle or to draw a very small ellipse, it is very difficult task and it is time consuming. So definitely this kind of templates, if you prefer, it will be very easy for you to draw these shapes in less time. Okay, so definitely you have to use the paper fasteners whenever you are attaching this sheet to the drawing board. You have to use the paper fasteners, you have to use the erasers. Then there is a drafting brush, because whenever you erase something, so instead of using your hands directly to remove that dust from the paper, because if you remove it by using your hands, it may make your paper blunt, or it will be, drawing will get disturbed. So it is better to use the drafting brush. Okay, and generally drawing ink was also used previously by some people. So this is what some of the tools that are required to be used for making the drawings. Now let us talk about some simple geometrical shapes and how we can draw these shapes. So square means nothing but having all the sides equal. So definitely if you have to draw any square with a 50 mm size, so simply you can draw one line of 50 mm horizontally, then 90-degree angle we can draw. Again you mark the 50 mm here, again horizontally you draw 50 line, and again vertical 50. This way you can construct this. For rectangle also, if you know the width and thickness, so if it is 60 mm is the width of it, and if the height of that rectangle is 50 mm, so you can draw that rectangle by using these two dimensions very easily. Or for right angle triangle, so you should know the height and base of that particular triangle, so you can draw that right angle triangle. Or for isosceles triangle, you should know the base and any one side of that isosceles triangle, so you can draw that isosceles triangle also. There is one simple method to draw any polygon, so I'm just going to explain you how you can draw the square by using that particular method. Actually it is very easy to draw the square in general directly like this, but there is one method. This method, if you use it, it will be useful for you to draw any polygon. So let us consider, suppose you are having this particular side with which you have to draw some polygon. Okay, in this case you have to draw the square. So what you have to do is, first you have to draw this size, whatever is there of this line. So let us consider here, in this case this size is, suppose randomly we'll take it as a this dimension. I'm drawing this oblique line, suppose 50 mm is there. Okay, now what I have to do is, I have to divide this line, okay, and draw one perpendicular here. So this is the midpoint of this line. From here I am drawing the perpendicular. Now once I get this midpoint, with this as a center, I have to draw an arc completely. This half circle I will draw here, this way. Okay, so this is the point I am getting intersected over here to this particular vertical line. Now this as a center, okay, this C1 as a center, and this much as a radius, I have to draw the one circle. So I will get this particular circle. So once I get this circle with this C1 and this, I will let me write this A here. So C1A is the radius, and I am going to draw this particular circle here. And now on this circle I will take the distance of this AB in my compass, and then I will intersect this line over here on this circle. From here I will again, now I will keep the center of this compass over here, and I will make another arc over here. From here again I will make another arc. So I will get these 4 points. So once I join this, I will get this particular rectangle. Similarly, now if I have to draw the hexagon, okay, so what I have to do is, now the same side is there. You can see that which I have already drawn the square over there of this 50 mm size. So we have already drawn 50 mm size square. Now we have to draw the hexagon with this 50 mm side. So I have already done this construction, means I have drawn this line here, base of this particular hexagon, and then vertical line is drawn from the center of it. Now what I have to do is, I have to take this as a center. Now let me mark again that suppose this is the side AB of this particular polygon which I have to construct. So this is point A. From, by considering this radius A to B, I have to draw this arc. So this arc I am drawing by considering radius AB. So it will intersect over here. Now with this as a center, let me write here C2, and radius equal to C2A, I will draw one circle. So this is nothing but a circle which I will draw with C2 as a center and C2A as a radius. And now let us consider the distance in the compass as AB, and just cut this particular circle. Similarly you will another mark cut over here, then keep your center point here and mark this arc. Again keep your center here and mark this arc. So like this you will find that this circle will be now divided into 6 equal parts. and once you join this, you are getting this particular hexagon. Similarly, now if I have to obtain the pentagon, okay, so I have to just divide the, now because with this as a center, if I draw the circle which is already drawn here, so it gives me a polygon with 4 sides. If this is the center, if I am drawing the circle, I am getting the polygon with the 6 sides. So if I divide it, this line, and get the center of it here, so whatever this center, if I am using this center, okay, and draw one circle with this as a center and this one as a radius, so this 5 to a, so if I draw a circle with 5 to a as a radius, and then again take this AB as a distance in my compass and go on intersecting over that particular circle, so whatever the different points that I will get, that will be giving me a pentagon. So in the similar way, now whatever the number of sides I need, according to that I can go on intersecting the different points over it and change the radius of that particular circle. I can draw that pentagon with the required size. Or other way, an equilateral angle can be drawn with a 60-degree inclined angle for these equal sides of this particular triangle. Or even another way of drawing the pentagon is to use the radius of 0.850653, okay, times the sides. But definitely it is not that exact which you are getting. So if you do this kind of construction, you may get the exact size of the pentagon or the hexagon or any other octagon also. So generally, if you draw the hexagon, this is the way you can draw it hexagon. Or here you can draw the angle between these two lines at 60-degree. Now we will see that if I have to divide a particular line, like this line AB is there, I have to divide this line into some equal number of parts. So for that, a very simple method is that you just draw a line at any angle like this, and suppose now I need 7 different parts of this particular 100 mm. So I will just randomly take certain distance in the compass and go on marking this, like first point, second point, third point, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, like this. Okay, then I will may mark here as A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, and A7. Then what I have to do is simply I have to join this last line with this point, end point of this line AB. Okay, so B is the last point of this line AB, and this is the seventh. So just join this, and after that just draw a line parallel to this from here, A6, from A5, from A4, from A2, from then A2, and then from A1. So automatically this line or AB will get divided into 7 equal parts like this. This is the way you can divide any line into equal number of parts. At the same time, sometimes we need to divide the circle into 12 equal parts, or maybe 4 equal parts or 8 equal parts. So in this case I will show you how you can divide the circle into equal number of parts. So simply what you have to do is, whatever the radius you are having in your compass and we have drawn this particular circle, so just suppose this is your first point A, okay, so from here you keep the same radius in your compass and just make an arc. Just you are going to make that arc over here like this, and also on this side like this. So I will be getting 2 points. Then you keep your center over here, okay, and the same radius in your compass, and make this arc and this arc like this. Okay, then keep your compass over here and make the arcs like this and like this. After that, keep your center over here and make the arc like this and like this. So definitely you will get these all the 12 different parts of this particular circle, which is being divided over here. Okay, so this is what in this presentation. So we'll just stop here. Thank you very much.